Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about Korean variety shows and how they are similar and different from American variety shows. So this topic is a little very difficult for me because I don't really watch American variety shows. I haven't had cable in who knows how long, and I just personally prefer Korean variety shows. And since I don't know much about American variety shows, I did some research, and hopefully this will be a learning experience for both of us. Korean variety shows include a range of different show formats, including game shows, survival shows, talk shows, and more. And they can all be categorized under the general umbrella term variety or ye능. In America, variety shows are variety shows, and then survival shows, game shows, and talk shows, etc. are their own separate categories. According to Wikipedia, variety shows, also known as variety arts or variety entertainment, is entertainment made up of a variety of acts including musical performances, sketch, comedy, magic, acrobatics, juggling, and ventriloquism. Popular examples of American variety shows that I found online were comedy or late shows including SNL, All That, and Conan. Like how Korean variety shows are under the umbrella term variety, I think it's more accurate to say that American variety shows are under the umbrella term entertainment. But in this video, I will be calling American entertainment shows variety shows, so it's a little less confusing and easier when comparing and contrasting American and Korean variety shows. Similarities are with the show concept and formats. Like, for example, there are survival shows like Man vs. Wild in America and Laws of the Jungle in Korea. Talk shows with The Late Night Show with James Corden and Happy Together. Game shows with Jeopardy and Running Man. The list goes on, and these are just a few examples. And then differences between American and Korean variety shows is in the show format. For example, survival shows exist in both America and Korea, but Man vs. Wild is about Bear Grylls surviving usually by himself, and Laws of the Jungle is about a cast of multiple celebrities working together to survive. But then it gets a little bit tricky because there are American shows like The Colony where multiple people are working together to survive. So the differences, in my opinion, are very subtle and exist because producers and writers take creative liberties while making the show, adding different elements so that it's a little different and new and interesting. I think the biggest difference between Korean and American variety shows is their editing style. I noticed that in Korean shows there are more replays, whether it's for more reactions or for different camera angles, and they also add a lot of effects, whether it's with the subtitles or with the pop-up elements. I'm not sure exactly what they're called, but the text and the little bubbles that appear on the screen. You can see the subtle differences in American adaptations of Korean variety shows. There are a lot of Korean adaptations of American shows, but because of the focus of this video, I will be choosing an American adaptation to explain. For example, Korea's King of Masked Singer and America's The Masked Singer. Both shows have a format of the singers wearing a mask, so there's no bias based on appearance or one's status, popularity, and you focus on the singer's vocals. The differences are with the outfits and also the show type. So in Korea, they have a mask and an outfit that matches, but in America, they have a full body costume. And then with the show style in Korea, there's no seasons, it's a continuing competition, and the winners are overthrown based on votes. And then in America, there are seasons and there are final winners for each season. So I really love Korean variety shows, and I just want to recommend a few that I really like. For food and cooking shows, I recommend 만남의 광장 and also 삼시세끼. Gotta be careful with my pronunciation of that. They're both about food and conscious cooking. 만남의 광장 focuses on local specialty foods and is to help farmers while also help reduce food waste, while 삼시세끼 is about making food yourself, whether it's by growing it, raising the animals, or doing work for it. For traveling shows, I recommend 어서와 한국은 처음이지 and also 더 짠내 tour. Also, 한국은 처음이지 is about foreigners who usually visit Korea for the first time, invited by their friends who live in Korea. It promotes domestic traveling in Korea and also introduces foods, tourist sites, history and culture. And 도전의 tour is about having the best and also the cheapest trip abroad, but now also domestically because of COVID. For talk shows, I recommend 비정상회담. It is about foreigners living in Korea representing their country while debating and talking about different topics. So it's really interesting to learn about different countries, and they talk about politics, history, culture, society, and more. And that is all for today. I hope you liked this video and hopefully it was somewhat useful or helpful. If you have any American or Korean shows that you recommend, leave a comment down below. I'm always open to trying new shows and I'm still self-quarantining, so perfect time to watch a new show. Thank you so much for watching, and that is all for today. Until next time, bye!